Hello, Dick and Chad. This is Linda from snowy Long Island. I'm here with a My Gadget Warehouse cell phone edition, little history of cell phones. I've had a dozen or so cell phones over the last 20 years, and I have a sampling of them here. My very first was a Motorola StarTAC, which was the very first Motorola flip phone, and that phone was great because it was very sci-fi and it looked just like a Star Trek communicator. I don't have that or the next couple of phones that I had, which were just basic handsets because they got donated to a women's shelter in the early 2000s, so I don't feel too bad about not having them. The first one I have here is a Palm Prio, and a Palm Trio, I'm sorry, a Palm Trio, and the Palm Trio was a great little phone, rudimentary smartphone functions. It had a rudimentary internet access, search features mostly through Alta Vista and Yahoo. And I could access my email and I could text message on this. The only bad thing about this was that the buttons were kind of soft and it was easy to press them in. And this phone was awful for butt dialing. I made lots of unintended phone calls with this just by having it in my pocket. From there, I moved to a two-stage thing. I had this for my handset, and this is the Motorola Razr, which was the evolution of the StarTAC, alright, flip phone. And it's just a basic handset. It just happened to be a good size for my head right there. But along with that, because my carrier Verizon had just started offering data plans and they were really expensive, I found T-Mobile had a good price, and so I got, this is a very early BlackBerry. Right, so carried this along with the handset, and the buttons on this were really hard to push in, so this was never a problem accidentally pressing buttons when you didn't want to. And this was again early BlackBerry, black and white screen, well, grayscale screen, and just basic functions, email, texting, basic internet, things like that. So then around 2008 or so, I traded in my handset for this little LG guy here, and this was cool. The cool feature on this one was this button on the side here, which unfortunately doesn't work anymore. When you press it, the top would pop out, and you have this little springy bit here, so that would be like this. The phone would ring, you press the button, that would pop out, and then you would answer the phone, and I thought that was pretty cool. Otherwise, it was just a basic handset. And then that and my BlackBerry got traded in for this LG, okay, and this LG model, I think I had around 2008 or so. Looks like a basic handset until you turn it on its side and open it up. And now it is got a QWERTY keyboard. This phone was designed for instant messaging, right, and that's pretty much what I used it for. Then in 2010, I got what amounts to the classic BlackBerry phone. It's a BlackBerry Curve. And when you say BlackBerry, this is pretty much what people think of as the classic. Nice keyboard again, not that easy to press in, no problems butt dialing with this. And it had the scroll wheel, the good old scroll wheel here, and a whole industry arose about replacing and cleaning these scroll wheels because it's a physical wheel and things would get underneath it, dust and dirt and stuff, and it would stop working, and so you would have to take it out and clean it or get a replacement piece for it. So there was a whole industry around that. And then from there, I got my first Android phone. And this is really my first real smartphone. And I think I got that around, when did I get that? Around 2010? Yeah, because I had the Curve in 2009, so this I had in 2010. The Android Incredible. And I think by the time I finished with this phone and went to my next phone, this was running Gingerbread. So I got through Donut, ice cream. No, I got through. Yeah, I think I started with Donut on this and went through Gingerbread. It was something like that. I don't remember. It might have been Froyo through Gingerbread with this. And then the next two phones I don't have because they got sold on Gazelle. Brief foray into iOS. I had an iPhone 4S and an iPhone 5 that I used for a couple of years. And then just recently, this past year, decided that I liked Android a lot better, and I now have this, which is technically not a warehouse gadget because it's my current phone, but and yes, it really is that big. It's an Android HTC One M8, and this is the phone I'm using now. So that's my little cell phone gadget warehouse.